Thursday. It's so great to be back with you. It's the very first day of September. Are you excited? Here in Indiana, it's kind of like the turning of the seasons, entering into fall, cooler weather, all that good stuff. If you and I have not met, my name is Emmalou with Heartfelt Creations, and today I'm going to share some of my top tips on how you can create one flower 3 different ways using paper and also vellum. I think you'll absolutely love it. So let's take a close-up look at some of the flowers that we're going to be creating today. So this is your vellum flower. It's a very beautiful way to use a very simple yet elegant flower many different ways. So if you're just joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Don't be shy, introduce yourselves, and let me know if you love to create flowers just as much as I do. Now, when you first look at some of these flowers, it can be a little bit intimidating, especially if you're new. You might think, oh my gosh, that's pretty, but I don't know if I can do that. But when you follow the simple steps and you break it down along with some practice, you'll be on your way to creating these simple, elegant, beautiful flowers the easy way, very quickly, using some very beautiful tools that make it super simple. So today, the very first one that we're going to create is this one. I absolutely love the detail and the dimension of this one, and we're using the clematis stamp and die combination. So this one has a couple different sizes along with the leaf, and I just love the versatility of this stamp. At the very end, I'm going to show you some samples that the design team has created that really show the versatility and how you can maximize it for many different occasions. So with this one, we're going to do some different coloring techniques of showing you how to combine unique color combinations, and then we're going to shape it. We're going to do some crinkling shaping techniques and how you can easily shape your vellum that's very subtle, very beautiful, and elegant. So to get started, I stamped this flower with the Rose Madder archival ink, and then I'm going to also start coloring the center. Now, I really love using these daubers and just going down with the tip, and I'm pressing down a little bit harder right in the center, and then I just flick up. So it just gives you a very quick coloring technique that looks very shaded and like you spend a lot of time with it, but it is actually super duper simple. Isn't that just so pretty? I just love that. Now we're going to switch out, and we are going to use the tea rose to color in the rest of the flower. So I just then finish it off with a circular motion, just go around those edges and just fill that in. So it's a very beautiful, soft, subtle, just delicate color combination. I absolutely love how this comes together. So let me know what you like about this clematis flower. It's so versatile. It has those different sizes that allow you to create beautiful flowers many different ways. So now with this one, I'm going to go ahead and put it into the shaping mold. Now this is a shaping mold that will shape this specific flower exactly how you want it every single time. And when you create with this, you can have it stamped side up or down. It's just going to pop the petals in a different direction based on what you choose to do with it. So I'm going to go ahead and actually I want to have these petals turned this way, right? No, I want to turn this way. So you can do it either way. Sometimes I just confuse myself. I'm like, wait a minute, nope, we're doing it this way. Okay, spread a little bit of light mist of water, and then when you put these in the mold, I like to just hold it very tightly and steadily and not really like move those plates around. So I'll bring this plate in while I'm really holding my sandwich very tightly, and then I'll just roll that through my machine. So it's super quick and easy, simple to do, and what I love about the shaping molds is it makes that anybody can do it. So whether you are a beginning crafter or an advanced crafter, you get this beautiful flower every single time. Now with this flower, what you can do is you can just go ahead and layer that together. Now when I created this flower, I'll get a close-up look. Do you see all that shimmer and sparkle? Before I added it to layered it together, what I did is I took my dry's clear glue, and we're just going to do this very quickly. Now I like for this to be dry before I just layer all the flowers together, but for the sake of time today, we won't do that. I just went ahead and put some glue in my sponge, and then I just went over each one of those petals and just added a good amount of glue. Now it does dry clear, so once it's dry, it will shine the color through, but right in the beginning it might look a little bit more opaque. So we're going to go ahead and sprinkle that over the top, flick that off, and you have that beautiful flower. Isn't that so pretty? And I use the crystal glitter. So this is my cap says mustard. That is the wrong cap, but it was a crystal glitter. We have that on the website if you don't have that yet. So we're going to go ahead and use our shaping mat we're going to bring this down and we're going to layer these together. So there's a couple different things I like to do. When you are layering together a flower like this, especially with multiple layers, just put a dot of the hot glue right in the center. Is this not warm yet? Let's see. Oh, it's warming up, but it's not super, super hot. If it doesn't come, we might just wait. Do we need to wait? Yeah, I think we might need to wait. So I want this spot. Okay, so we're just going to wait a little bit till that's hot. So we'll lay this to the side and we'll prep the other flowers. So if you're just joining me, you might need to go back to the beginning and watch how we did some of those. So we're just going to prep all the flowers. We're going to create 3 different flowers. And then at the end, when that hot glue is ready to go, waiting for hot glue to get ready, we'll put them all together. Does that sound like a plan? So we're going to switch to creating this one. Now this one was stamped with the Majestic Purple, still using the Clematis stamp and die combination. So we're going to go ahead and color this one very similarly to what we did originally, but just a little bit of a different color combination. So I'm going to use Cactus Flower in the center. This is a really stunning, kind of more of a vibrant and more of your traditional Clematis type of flower. So we're going to go ahead and just give that some beautiful color. And then we'll flip to a vibrant fuchsia. I love how the vibrant fuchsia blends together with this. Now, if you are watching me, tell me what you love about these flowers and how this inspires you to create your own one-of-a-kind flowers the easy way. So we're just going to go ahead and do that to each one of them. And then you've got that beautiful flower all colored. Now for this one, you are going to shape it the exact same way to start with when you run it through the shaping mold. So you're going to go ahead, run this, put this in, stamp side down. And if you have it stamped side up, those petals just come up this way instead of being flipped backwards. We're going to give a light mist of the water. So again, the very same thing we did with the previous flower, but then what we do after it comes out is what's different. So we'll bring this out and run that through. Now, if you've used the shaping molds, I would love to hear from you what you love about them. For me, I love that it shapes many flowers at one time. It saves your hand strength, and it makes it you get the same beautiful flower every single time. So as you can see, you could just keep it like this, or if you want to have a little bit more of that nice twisted tip that gives a little bit more of a distressed look, what you can do is you can go back with your nails and just give that a little bit of a twist and pull those pieces together. It just gives it a very unique look, gives it a different look, and it just really adds some extra pizzazz to it. So this is totally optional and adds to the versatility of this flower, which I absolutely love. Now for the center, we are making a flower bud, and for this one I want to make sure that it is colored on both sides, and I forgot to run this one through. So we're just going to go ahead and run this through really quickly so that this is ready for our flower bud. And again, this one is going to be stamped side down as well. And we're just going to mist that with some water, run that through. Now, I know many of you love creating flower buds, but some of you struggle. So I'm going to show you how you can easily make a flower bud and some of the tips that I like to use with mine. Now, for those of you that are just joining me, you love the clematis flower and you don't have it yet, you can buy it individually. However, we do have a Creative Essentials package where you get the clematis die, the stamp, and the coordinating paper pad that we use for the card-based backgrounds, and you save 10%. Plus, if you're an Insider member, you'll save an additional 20%, which is an incredible value. And when you are placing an order, I just want to point out something. Today, we added into our section the bulk paper. Once a year, or maybe sometimes it's a little bit more, but we have these bulk papers in our warehouse that we add to the website. So it's just a pack of bulk papers at a very good price, and they're decorative papers, so you'll want to make sure that you grab those too when you're placing an order. So I just wanted to point that out because some of you wait for that. You're like, when will there be more of these decorative bulk papers that I can buy? So it's kind of like a grab bag pack of papers from different collections. It's just a beautiful mixture of paper. So there's your flower bud that we'll use with a hot glue. And then before we go into layering these flowers together to create them, I'm also going to show you how to create the vellum one. Then we're going to go back and layer all these together. Does that sound good? So with this one, I am using the cactus flower, and since that is more of a power color, I stamped this on the 29-pound vellum. Or maybe I'm off on the vellum. No, this one's heavier, sorry. This was the Rajni Chwala vellum, and I stamped it with white pigment ink, and heat embossed it with white embossing powder. If you have issues with it flaking, let us know in the comments, and we will link you to some products that will really help you and alleviate that flaking effect for you. So I'm going to put this stamp side down so it's a little bit lighter in color, and just go in a circular motion along the back. Vellum is super delicate, super beautiful, but I find that a lot of people kind of get intimidated with using it. So this is your invitation to just follow these simple steps, and you'll be on your way to creating those delicate vellum flowers very easily. Like over here, I just have to show you this while we're talking about vellum. These are kind of like just beautiful vellum flowers, so pretty in multiple colors. I think it looks like a cotton candy color scheme. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, just love it. So if you love that, just write in the comments, pretty. So we're going to go ahead and use our golf shaping tool, and we're just going to wrap those petals around the base. Now, if you wanted to put this into the mold, you totally can. It gives it a little bit more of a creased effect. But I also wanted to show you how you can just do this with the golf shaping tool and just wrap those around the base. Now I'm going to go ahead and pop a hole into the center of each one of these. So we're just going to go ahead and do that real quick. And I like to make this go up a little bit higher so we have a little bit more of a bigger hole. So we're going to have these prep. So this is 3 of the larger size that we're going to be putting together for this one. And I am using the rock candy stamens. And for the rock candy stamens, this is a thread, I grabbed like 5 of them. Used a wire, it's just a thin metal wire, and just wrapped it around the base, like kind of like a needle and thread effect, and that makes it super, super easy to add this flower center. So if you've been struggling with adding stamens, this is a quick and easy way to add them, especially if they are your threaded stamens. Speaking of stamens, we have so many beautiful different ones that you can choose from, and I think you'll absolutely love working with those. If you work with our stamens currently, let us know what you love about them. I know that before we had these stamens, I really struggled with finding some in colors that I liked, and just overall, they were not easy to find, and these are absolutely beautiful color combinations, perfect for the centers of flowers, and they come together very, very beautifully. Now, for some reason, it seems like my hot glue gun isn't really working very well, because it's still not hot. I thought it was a little bit odd. So what we might do is we'll just stick with our dry clear glue, and we'll just make this work. I like the hot glue because it just adds it quickly, makes that it sticks, especially for demoing when I'm kind of moving along very quickly and easily. So we'll just use this. It's going to be okay. So this is the benefits of when you're on camera, you just roll with it and you get to see how I improvise if something's not working. So we'll have to check that out once I'm done. Okay, so you just offset those flowers and you have that beautiful one-of-a-kind flower all ready for your cards. So your next step is going to be, I'm going to do the flower bud. We're going to do the crinkly one next. Do you want to do the crinkles? Little crinkle clematis flower. Okay, so we're going to need, let's see, I'm going to pop a hole into the smallest flower bud. We're going to do the flower bud first. Now you can do this flower bud with the dry clear glue or with hot glue. If you use the hot glue, you just work a little bit quicker. It takes a little bit longer to dry with the dry clear glue, but I just added a stamen. This is from the calla lily stamens, and I'm just going to pull it a little bit further through so that you just see a little bit of it, okay? And then we're going to go ahead, and this is where you can put glue on every single petal right away if you're using dry clear. If you're using hot glue, you'll do just a couple petals at a time. So what I'll do is I'll just bring this up and I'll just hold this. Okay, so I'll just hold that a little bit and give that some time to dry. And I am also going to clip this off since we're just going to go ahead and glue this into the center of our other flower. So I'm just going to clip that off. I just wanted to have that little stamen in the center. Typically I would string them all the way through, but for this one I am just going to go ahead and clip that off. So we are doing 3 layers on the bottom. So what I want you to do is just go ahead and get your shaping mat. Add your first flower down, put some glue in the center, offset it, and where's my stylus? Here we go. And this is a little tip. Instead of using your fingers to press down in the middle, just use your stylus and just press, and that gives you more dimension, especially if you want more dimension. So that's totally up to you. And then we'll continue with that, okay? And I'm going to bring this one up a little bit further because I definitely want a lot of dimension in this one, because we are going to surround this with a flower bud. So we're just going to sit this in the center and press, press, press. Isn't that just so pretty? I love, love how that turns out. And then all you have to do, this is where I like the hot glue a little bit better because it bonds with the flower bud very quickly. But we're just going to set this in. This is going to try and flop just a little bit, but you can just lay this aside to dry so that it doesn't move around. So I'll lay that aside and then we'll look at the one that is dry already. And I'll just hold this a little bit and we'll get a closer up look at this. So with this one, isn't that so pretty? Then with the last one is a very delicate, very elegant flower. And this is literally just using a very similar technique to the first one that we layered, except you're just doing 3 of the same size and using pearls in the center of this one. So it's just a soft, subtle, elegant flower in beautiful muted color tones, and then adding the glitter, and it just adds that sparkle and shine to it. We're just going to go ahead and offset this petal, pop our stylus in the middle, and then you can go ahead and put a nice dollop of glue in the center. I like to have it in a nice circle, and then just kind of hold it a little bit, press it down, and you can just tap it back into your jar. And there you have that beautiful center. Isn't that so pretty? So those are 3 different variations on how you can utilize the climbing clematis to create these beautiful flowers, whether you're using the Luxe cardstock or vellum to create them. So lots of different looks just based on how you put it together, the colors you use, and the papers you use in the background. Now, did you want to see some samples of what you can create with this one? I'm going to take some time, show you some beautiful examples of how they were used on the finished cards. Now, I also think this would be really pretty, just colored maybe in some reds or golds, and added with poinsettias for Christmas. So it gives a little bit of a different flower shape and style, so you can have some fun experimenting with that. So with this one, here's one in all whites with vellum, just a single layer. So if you're mailing something, you want it really flat, you can totally do that. Then here's some just in a beautiful cards. I just love, love how this turned out. So I'm just going to flick through these pretty quickly so you get some ideas. You can always go back and watch this video again and stop it on the different samples that you want to see a little bit more up close and impersonal with these. So if you don't have the climbing clematis yet, we do have that, so you can purchase it individually, or we have the Creative Essentials where you get the climbing clematis stamp die, and you also get the paper pad in that as well, and you'll save 10%. If you're an Insider member, you save an additional 20%. And speaking of paper, we just added a kind of like a grab bag bulk pack of pattern papers to the website. You want to make sure you check that out. It's very discounted. You get just a bunch of papers that we had here in our warehouse. Some of you wait for that year after year. So now's your time to stock up on those. It's just a fun collection of bulk papers that you'll absolutely love using. Here's another one, and just love how that turned out. So lots of great ways to pair this together and use it for many different occasions of cards, and the color combinations you can use are just out of this world. Like, I love this cotton candy color combination, and then here's one in the more traditional look. So hopefully this inspires you to create these flowers in many different ways and has sparked that creative imagination with you, because no matter where you find yourself today, some of you are like super inspired. Some of you might have been feeling like, I don't know what I want to create next. My crafting mojo has taken a hike. So if that's you, just start by making some of these flowers. Just have some fun creating it in your most favorite colors, and I think you'll be inspired to make that next beautiful one-of-a-kind card that you, your friends, and family will absolutely love. So again, if you don't have the Climbing Clematis stamp or die yet, make sure to get it ordered. You can get anything individually, or you can get it in the Creative Essentials, save 10%. If you're an Insider member, not only will you save an additional 20%, but you will be getting free shipping if you're one of our US crafting friends, and you get access to all of our online classes. So I highly recommend get signed up for the Insider membership. If you don't have it yet, it's only $12.99 a month. It's literally like a couple of your favorite beverages, and that gets you a vault of crafting creativity in our online classes, plus a 20% discount and free shipping for our US crafting friends. With that, have an amazing rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Bye.